Okay, here we are. Probably the second to last Suikoden stream. Okay, here we are. Probably the second to last. Alright, let's get into it. We'll continue our comparison of the Japanese and English versions of Suikoden, looking at translation differences chiefly, also graphical differences, and any other curiosities that we can find along the way. Okay. Now, I think we're about to head to Moravia. Yamku, Tai Ho, Yamku, and Kai. And I think everybody has a level 16 weapon. Yeah, it looks like it. What about armor? Oh, I can't recall. Did I equip armor on Kasumi and Kren? I may not have. I did not. I needed to drop off that old book 7. Some shinobi clothes, or ninja suit in English for Kasumi and Kren. I'll get Kasumi a couple wing boots, even though she does not need that much speed. And guard rings for Kren. Gathering it. Yeah. That should take care of Kren. Hi, Matt. How are you? Did you finish your movie? Oh, hi, Doc Coburn. How are you? Yeah, just trying to suit up. Doing okay? Okay, it was okay. Okay. Still watching the movie? Yeah, we need to suit the... Wearing a suit? Me? No, Kryn is wearing a ninja suit. Yeah, Kryn, me? No, I'm just wearing like just a shirt. just like a normal shirt. No, I thought about possibly wearing a tie to stream. I thought maybe I was dissuaded from that idea. I thought, well, I've got all these ties. What am I gonna do with them all? But maybe that's a little excessive. Oh, suiting up. Yes, I'm yeah, suiting up to head to Moravia. Wear a tie. Okay, maybe I will. You know, because my company actually we used to wear ties until like January, and we changed the dress code. I mean, it's a moot point now because everyone's working from home anyway. But I was kind of annoyed. I liked wearing ties to work. Makes you feel like you're doing something important. But oh, I gave 2 ninja suits to Kryn. Yeah, and if you haven't heard, the ninja suit in Japanese, it's a shinobi suit. That's one of the translation differences. You know what? It is important. I think it's important. Yeah, this is important. Maybe. I think you're convincing me. Doc. Wait, I want guard rings on... And I didn't give one to Kasumi. I keep buying the wrong stuff. Oh my god. She needs, wing boots. There it is. I'll just give her one wing boot, that's fine. Yeah, do you stream, Doc? No, just wear ties just to be doing. Yeah, because it's a shame just to have them like rotting in the closet forever, right? Like, what are you gonna do with them? Yeah, very true. Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, people cosplay, right? So why not? It's not cosplaying, but it's something, right? I mean, if people can dress up like Pezmerga to play the game online or whatever, you could put on a tie. You don't have to put on like a, you know, full plate armor and a horned helmet. And Kryn's got that infinite escape talisman there. I didn't put her ninja suit on, did I? Yeah, I'm looking forward to Suikoden 2 when I can have that management system of items, because this is always a bit... it's not the best system. Oh my god! Seriously, thank you for the host. I just started streaming. I have, I think, 2 people in here. I'm Kryn, yeah. Oh, hey, Weeboo. Thanks for following, thanks for joining the group. I'm using Kryn because I have to. This is the one part... Oh yeah, did you just finish? I was lurking your channel earlier. Any success? I know you have like a few starts. Yeah. I'll give you a shout out. I mean, almost everyone is... Did it work? It worked, okay. Oh, you did? Oh, that's a shame. What sank the runs? A bit of routing for Suiko 1? Oh yeah? I don't know how you guys do it, because I was watching like all the decisions you have to make, and it just seems like it seems like really really trying. Rebit Forest grind first one. Cinder Runes. A death. Oh, the double-headed snake gotcha. Yeah, I heard there's some weird thing about the Suikoden 1 RNG, like people can Oh, a grind battle. Oh man. Yeah, like there's some way to manipulate the RNG in Suikoden 1 so you don't get into battles. Oh, it is? Oh. Yeah, I've never attempted a speedrun myself, so I'm just you know, a bit lost as to how it all works. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I still have my absolutely slow runs here. I'm sure speedrunners look at what I'm doing and thinking, oh, doesn't he know he could do this? It'd be so much more efficient. Or he doesn't have to go do that. Only thing that isn't really manipulable is dice games. Okay. Do you play the dice much, though? I mean, I guess you need it to, you know, recruit. But apart from that, I mean, speedrunners aren't playing any Chinchiririn after that, right? Just recruitment? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because, I mean, I guess you don't really need any additional money. Yeah? So was that thought to be, like, less efficient to use him for money? For 108 stars for Pawn Gear. Oh. So you just have to get, like, the minimal equipment so Pawn doesn't snuff it. Hmm. I mean, even when you're not speedrunning, that's a very dicey battle. Less efficient. Yeah. He takes your money, runs dead. So speedrunners in the pawn battle, they know exactly what to do, and not die at the pawn battle. I don't know if there's like a certain sequence of attacks Teo has where you just don't have any hope. It's not okay. Okay. And we are going... Huh. Interesting. We're going to the northern checkpoint. Kitano Sekisho. Checkpoint Sekisho. Is Teo Impossible times 6. Oh. He just, yells that and he wild attacks. That's wild. I have no idea how that manipulation works. I know it's a thing, but I'm not really clear on like the mechanics behind it. Oh, I still have Kryn in the front. Maybe that's not the wisest thing to do. Sure, yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, because I know it's a thing. I just don't understand how it works. I mean, I don't think I would be good at speedrunning myself. I'm, you know, a bit of a leisurely player, but I'd need to know like the mechanics. Yeah, let's get Kryn like not in the front. Yeah, oh, how do I do that? 22 to less moderator. Yeah, I just installed Nightbot like a couple days ago. I didn't tinker with all the moderation tools. I'm still very new to all the streaming stuff. Tayo's pretty strong. We'll put you in front. How do I not do that? Timed out. Okay, I'll have to check that then. Yeah, I don't know how I didn't realize Nightbot was gonna kill all my links, but I'm still very new to all this. And no, inside. Inside, please. There you are. Kondo wa Raka no Toride da. Kayoku no yatsura me namiyagatte menimono misete kureru wa. And now the fortress of Rakan. The Liberation Army is making fools of us. I'll teach them a lesson. Okay. これはグリフィス様。ご無事でしたか？カヨ軍が攻めてきたと。Why, Sir Griffith, I'm glad you've survived. We heard you were attacked. Yeah, I heard that the Liberation Army came and attacked. Ah, そうそう大変だったぜ。しかし、さすがは俺様さ。こいつを見ろ。It was hell, but they shouldn't have underestimated me. Look who I have here. こいつは海保軍の軍師マッシュだ。こいつを突きまえてきたってわけさ。カシムハジル様に報告したい。中に入れてください。This is Matthew, military strategist of the Liberation Army. I took him prisoner. So here it's back to strategist again. You know, Gunshi gets variously translated all sorts of weird ways. Medical officer, doctor, military surgeon. Here it's military strategist, which is good. Okay, thanks for the DM, Zero. I'll have to turn off this link control. わかりました。知らせてきますので、しばしお待ちを。Let me in. I'd like to report to General Kasim. Or just let me in. Hi, Wall005. Where did I learn Japanese? Mostly it's been self-study. I did take a couple classes back in college. I've used tutors here and there, conversation partners, but the vast majority has been a lot of self-study. Not the ideal way to learn, but it's I'm functional. I'm not fluent. That's my disclaimer. If you can tell, I have an American accent when I read the Japanese, which I have not been able to extinguish yet. Sometimes I'll misread a kanji, but I'm able to play RPGs in Japanese at this point, and I'm doing my best to go through and point out translation issues and differences and curiosities between the two versions. Yes, sir. I will inform him immediately. Please wait a minute. And everyone's favorite character, Kren. しかし、こんなんで騙せるのかね。まあ、やばくなったら、おいらだけ逃げるけど、キキキ。Is this really going to work? If it doesn't, I'll keep it myself, hee hee. And the way that Kren laughs, if you haven't heard it yet, Kren laughs kind of like a monkey. Because the onomatopoeia for monkeys laughing in Japanese is like, kikiki, ukikiki. And that's how Kren laughs. And it's not a big surprise. And his personal pronoun is oira, which is kind of funny. なんてこと言うのよ、クリン。ヒルさんを置いて逃げるの? What a thing to say, Kren. You'd leave Master Tyr behind? キ、知らないね。ヒヒ、I don't know. 中へどうぞ。控えの間でお待ちください。控えのまでお待ちください。Please enter and proceed to the waiting room. Alright. Oh, thanks for following, Wall005. Thanks for joining the group. ティル殿、私とグリフィスは控えの間にいます。その間にビクトルとウォーレの Commander Tyr. While Griffith and I are in the waiting room, you must get Victor and Warren. 今日は城の最上級のはずだ。急いでくれよ。カシム様を願い事魂作る自信はないぜ。The prisoner should be on the top floor of the castle. Prison. You must hurry. I'm not sure how long I can fool General Kasim. He's not confident how long he can continue to deceive General Kasim. ここで捕まったら一巻の終わりだ。急ごうぜ、ティル。If they capture us, we're dead. Let's hurry, Tyr. Okay. Pink paint. I think you're just like a refresher or a save guy. Actually, no. I want to unite with Taiho. Take out one of these Maguses. May as well rest. You don't get encounters at the same time? No, you don't. Yeah, because it's random, Doc. Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't expect that, because I guess each game has its respective, and this is not a real door, right? Respective step count going on. So yeah, you'll get into different fights on the two different games. My trick is, since I'm doing this at the same time, if I get a chest on one game, I have to make sure I get it on both games. Yeah, the game is love to be able to play and understand the Tales Fantasia and re-release. Yeah, I don't think I've ever played any of the Tales games. I hear they're really good, and they're, the third most popular RPG series? I'd like to maybe get into them one day, but I really don't know much about the Tales. The GBA version? Huh. When did Tales of Fantasia come out? I'm very hazy on the Tales series. And we got a dead Kren with his hiney in the air. Okay, Kren. Taikoku. Where? Taikyoku. Taikyoku. Suikoden 5, you mean a parallel play? Japanese Space Coyote? Suikoden 5 is on the list of games I plan to do a parallel play of. Yeah, so this is my current plan is I'm going to do Suikoden 2 next. Then after that I'll do Chrono Trigger. And after that I'll put it up to a vote as to what to do next. So I'm thinking of like Suikoden 3, 5, Final Fantasy 4, 5, 6, Breath of Fire 1 and 2, maybe 7th Saga if I'm feeling masochistic. One issue I have is because I play this with one controller, and I control the Japanese with the left half and the English with the right half of the controller. That's how I'm playing the game. So I'd like to do like Final Fantasy 7, 9, maybe 8. If I can figure out the 360-degree, like the camera rotation using one controller, I have an idea how I could get that to work with one controller. So if I can figure that out, then I'll add like Final Fantasy 7, 9 to the possible games. Maybe 8. Maybe Star Ocean Second Story if I could figure out how to it's an active battle. Who do I want? You know, I use Taiho a lot. Yeah. Look up Tales of Fantasia X, or is it 10? It's a re-release of an SNES game with better graphics and combat. Okay, so they did like a Wild Arms 1. Okay, Taiho, you have too much stuff. I should have gone to my store. I don't need... This is a shinobi suit or a ninja suit. I don't need that. Guard ring. I don't need that. Let's give Taiho. Yeah, Taiho should get the Taikyoku because it starts with Tai, right? It fits. Taiho's Taikyoku wear. Who else would you give it to? He has a master robe. Oh, who can I give that to? I'm gonna give it to his brother. Since I really like these brothers with their unite. And he just had a normal shinobi suit on, or a ninja suit. Alright. Taiho has the Taikyoku suit on, so we'll just give that to you. And I guess the speed bonus that will affect the unite attack. Master robe, give that. Does Yamku have space? Yeah. Kren is the party powerhouse. Party powerhouse? Is he? Hey Prohibited, how are you today? Yeah, the one part in the game where everyone has to use Kren. And everyone... Yeah, full voice acting and everything, it's important, but it's in Japanese. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure how, like, voice acting might be a little tricky. Like, when they get to the Suikoden 5 parts where they have the voice acting, I can't remember if the dialogue pauses after each line or if it's just a continuous scene. Because it might be a little bit of chaos if they're just talking in Japanese and English on both sides. I'm kidding. I'm good, very tired, just be up for a little bit. Well, I'm doing pretty well. I'm doing pretty well. It's continuous? Oh crap, okay, yeah. Oh, Kren's dead again. I never brought him back to life. He's still dead. Okay, yeah. Yeah, how would I handle that? I mean, I guess I could pause. I could have like pause buttons. And I could pause after each line. Maybe that would be a bit gauche, but it would do the trick, right? Yeah, because there's the parallel play. This is the first game I've done it for. I mean, I've done like an hour of Chrono Trigger just testing it, and just like a little bit of Suikoden 2. And I have Suikoden 2 set up to go. when I finish this. Probably. I'm thinking maybe this week I'll finish this. But each game will present its own unique challenges. It depends on how many buttons you need. Like with Chrono Trigger, you don't really need an L and R button, except for running away, apart from like some minigames, right? I would like to say you could post a link, but I unfortunately installed Nightbot, and Nightbot's not letting me do that. I guess I could go to Nightbot's page. Like, yeah, where's Nightbot? I guess if I go to my Nightbot dashboard, I could make links allowed again. Crin. I look up and Crin's that again. Yeah, with the... Yeah, there must be some sort of setting that allows you to post links. The alias you set this game to be command timer does not exist. Okay, apparently I don't know what I'm doing with Nightbot, apparently. Spam protection, there it is. Links! Haha. Disable. Alright. Sorry for that. I think you can post links now. As you can tell, I'm still quite the Twitch noob. Alright, Cran. Bring it back to life again. Japanese Cran keeps dying. Okay, yeah, I'll check that out later. Okay, thanks, Wall. Yeah, there's so many great RPGs out there. It's like, you know, like lots of people never played Suikoden, for instance. You know, they're just not aware of, you know, this great series. And, you know, I'm sure there's great series out there that I'm just not, that aren't on my radar. Yeah, that's the game. I don't care for the Nakuru dungeon. Includes the re-release of the Tales of... Okay. Yeah, sometimes when they add new content to games, it's not always interesting or necessary. Like some of the stuff they added for Chrono Trigger in the DS release. You know, that really long fetch quest. Like the Poke battles. And, you know, stuff that Chrono Trigger never really needed. I still think SNES Chrono Trigger is the best Chrono Trigger. I mean, the PlayStation AMVs are really cool, but they're kind of out of place. Like, they come out in like weird parts of the game, and it's like, oh, we just saw this scene, and now they're retelling us the scene with, you know, it's a little funny sometimes. Every game is made better by Poke Battles. Just look at WoW. I played 1 day of WoW. I played 1 day of WoW, and I'm like, you know what? This could ruin my life. I'm gonna delete this. You know, I got it. I got it. I'm like, I understand why people like this game. I'm deleting it now. And that might have been sarcasm on your part. I'm guessing. Hi, Quiet Guy. How are you tonight? Am I going out here? I'm also much more prone to get lost when I'm doing the 2 dungeons. Oh, hi, Cobra. How are you doing? Suikoden 1 is going well. We're in Moravia, so we'll probably finish, I think, Thursday. I imagine we'll finish Suikoden 1. You know, depending on how much dawdling I do. Depending on how many questions there are on different translation stuff. I know, like, last stream, we did a lot of questions, you know, at the end of the stream on different translation issues. And if you guys have any questions on specific things, like names of attacks or names of runes, things that were confusing, like, ask them now while I have the game up. You know? Like, I know last stream, like, Clown Keppa wanted to know about Ronnie Bell's rune. Is it really called the Hate rune in Japanese? It's not. It's like a Blaze rune. It's Homura. You know, they asked about that. You know, someone asked, is the Master Disciple rune the same in Japanese? The Master Disciple Unite Attack for Tyr and Kai, is that the same in Japanese? Yeah, it's like Shite, Master Disciple. So there's, you know, like, you know, if you have any question on certain characters, you know, we can always run back to the base and I can dig out. Yeah. Thoroughly enjoyed the pet battles in WoW, and Pokemon is this disturbingly good RPG. Also doing well. Good, good. Yeah, I the only Pokemon game I ever played was Go for like that 2 weeks when everybody was playing it. But I haven't played any of the other Poke games, despite it being like the, you know, the highest selling RPG franchise. You know, yeah, I've only played like a little bit of Go. We can't cross this. I'll take care of it. Well, what's the real name for the true holy rune? Okay, that's the discussion. Alright. Okay, so the true holy rune. And if you had to sit through this whole thing last time, that's one of the really interesting things. So the holy rune is the. Give me a second while I type it. It's not like a real word in Japanese, so I have to like type it out like the long way. Okay, so. No, don't convert it. Okay, so the holy rune is the Shin-Ko-Ho. Most likely. There's a debate as to how to pronounce this, since it's not a normal word. It's not in the dictionary. So the Shin-Ko-Ho, this is the normal holy rune, not stallions. Okay, I'll get the stallions in a second. So the Shin-Ko-Ho, the kanji together, it's like God going method, right? So what the heck is this thing? So it turns out that the character upon which Stallion was based in the Chinese classic, the Shui Hujuan, however you say it. My apologies to any Chinese speakers. You know, what's the original version of Suikoden, but a man by the name of Dai Zong, who was also the Chisoku star in that game, in that novel. So the Chisoku star, Stallion is the Chisoku star here. It's like the speedy star of Earth. He had this magical item. They were talismans he put on his legs that allowed him to run fast. If there were two of these talismans, if he had one talisman, he could run 500 ri in a day. That's an ancient measure of distance. And if he had both talismans, he could run 800 ri in a day. And so the name of this item is ripped straight from the Chinese classic. This is something that Kumatora told me last stream, which I did not know this until last stream. So this was a big knowledge bomb, because I thought it was just like a game name item that they made up. Because, you know, they're always throwing kanji together and making up different names for things in video games, right? Like, you think like that Dragon Cave Knights is in the dictionary? No, it's not in the dictionary, right? They made that word up. But this actually comes from classical Chinese. So, Stallion, what he has is is the Shin Shin Koho. The true Shin Koho. Okay? So this is my thinking on this. So they take the Shin Koho from the Chinese classic as an item in the game that gets used generally. So for Stallion, they want to differentiate that from the normal item. So say this is the true Godspeed rune, or the true holy rune. Holy is a really funny word for it. So, you know, the question is, like, is this a true rune? And, you know, opinions lean towards no. So the character that first character that first Sheen and Stallions, that means true, and it is the same character they use for true runes. So Leknot talks about, the Shin no the Shin no Niju Nana no Monsho, and she says Shin. It's the same character. When Luke refers to his true wind rune, he calls it Shin Naru, which is a poetic way to say true. So this could just be saying, like, this is the real Godspeed rune, not like the other Kmart Godspeed runes that everybody else has. These knockoffs, right? The great value Godspeed runes. This is the real one that Stallion has. Okay. So so that's the real name. I hope that was somewhat clear. It's there's a bit to that question, so I apologize if I went on at length about it. But I think it's a really interesting question, because how it actually relates back to the classic. The rune of verisimilitude. The Godspeed rune of verisimilitude. Yeah. Yes, all the verisimilitude in Stallion's character, right? And an unbelievable speed, unbelievable nose. Yeah. Ki. Oire ni makasu toki na. Oh, I already said that line. Zatto konnamon sa ki. There we go, hee. It's very often that they do more laughing on the Japanese side, or more. He only laughs twice in English, and he laughs 5 times in Japanese, so. Needle. Not the sword from Game of Thrones. Just a normal needle. And Kryn fights with needles. Like, where's Kryn? Yeah, so Kryn has needles. So it says super needle here. I didn't know what this was last stream. I looked it up. So his Japanese weapon is tatami bari. Tatami bari. And it's used to make tatami mats. Needle, yes, Harken and Melange. Yes, it's used to pop balloons, yes. For like the 1 or 2 balloons you get in a playthrough of Suikoden, Yes, he has needles. Kryn, I think he has, I think it was needle, gold needle, and then tatami needle. Yeah, not many balloons, Harkon. Not many balloons. But, so they just called it super needle here, but it's actually tatami needle. In the Japanese version, tatami, the tatami mats that are used to line floors in Japan. It's also a unit of area. Like, you live in a 50 tatami apartment, Are there any of the runes that have cooler names Japanese? Oh yeah, I'm sure there are. Okay, here's one. The rage rune, right? So it's a little weird. So you've got the upgraded elements. You've got thunder, cool. Flowing, cool. Mother Earth, okay. Little cyclone, cool. And rage. What's up with rage? Rage is not an element, right? So the issue with that is this is the Japanese word for the rage runes. It's dekka. And that's like raging fire or conflagration. So they just like so the first character is like rage. You know, the first kanji. The second one is fire. So it really should have been like raging fire or conflagration, something like that. It should have had you know, I guess that's kind of a cool name. It's a name you see thrown around like anime and manga and things like that. There's that series like Flame of Rekka about this boy who learns to like fight with fire, you know. It's an old anime. There's Fushigi Yugi, where you have the character Toski, who has a fire attack. You know, Rekka Shinen. He yells when he attacks with fire. So it's a good word. It's better than rage. You know, so that's one off the top of my head. You know, I guess cool is a bit you know, subjective. Like Soul Eater is Soruita. Soruita is kind of the same. Inferno, yeah, Inferno would be great. Inferno would be good. Yeah, that'd be better than Rage, right? Who else do we have here? Kasumi, a Shrike rune, and she's got Mozu, which is some type of bird. I guess it's a Shrike. I don't know. I know a Shrike is like a little bird. I don't know. Like sometimes I know. Yeah, this is a bird or this is a tree, but I don't know like I know that a Paulownia tree is like a kiri tree in Japanese, but I don't know what either a kiri or a Paulownia tree looks like. You know, I don't know. Rage rune, maybe for alliteration. Maybe, yeah, but you lose the sense of it. And one problem I have with the Rage rune is that it's confusing because Rage and Fury are both very similar emotions. So people can, I mean, I've done it. I've confused Rage and Fury. But in Japanese, it's not ambiguous because the Rage, the Fury rune is Gekido, which is, you know, like an anger, right? So it makes sense. What rune did I give? Did I give Kryn a rune? I didn't. I guess he doesn't really need one. And Kai has Hazy. It's Oboro rune. And these guys both have turtle runes. Kame, just turtle, you know. Wendy's black rune is Baraku rune. It is black rune, you know. Thunder like is Daime. It's the literal. It's like lightning and like a cry, you know, like a cry from the heaven kind of thing. So yeah, there's, and nothing springs to mind off the top of my head is like cooler rune names. I mean, just about that, like, I mean, and just in general, things oftentimes like cool in Japanese. Yes, this is Eleanor. Yeah, Eleanor. She's on the cat cam, and insofar as I found like really useful uses for Nightbot, really useful commands, right? So there's my cat information. But yeah, she's sleeping next to me. Tiru-sama, やりましたね。ここが、そうみたいですよ。We did it, Master Deer. This must be it. 遅いぞ、Tiru. 待ちきびれたぞ. You're late, Tiru. I've been waiting forever for you to show up. Yeah. I'm sick of waiting. Sick of waiting. キキキ。もう少しそこで頭を冷やしたらどうだい? Hee. Why don't you stay a little longer and cool off? Yeah, why don't you cool your head? He's saying in Japanese. Yeah, how about you wait a bit and cool your head? Atama o hiyashitara, cool your head. なんだって? てめえ、誰に向かって口を聞いてるんだ? What did you say? Who do you think you're talking to? へへへ。ひやみかったらここまで置いて。へへ。Catch me if you can. ティル様、鍵が開きました。Master Tier, I've opened the lock. Yikes. うわ、そんなおいらは嫌だな。冗談。Whoa, I was just kidding. あなたがティル殿ですか？私はウォーレン。助かりました。礼を言います。You must be Commander Tyr. I am Warren. Thank you for coming for us. Is it true that the first Suikoden Varkas and Zodia? Yes, that is very true. Actually, I'll go ahead and pull that up. Do I have like another image source? Yeah, hold on. Since you're asking about that, I have a screenshot of that, so we can see exactly what they look like. That's early on. I'm just gonna find that screenshot. Jizake crosses. Yes. Okay. Let me just make this a little bigger. So this is what that scene looked like. So in Japanese, you can see that clearly Varkas and Sidonia are being crucified. I mean they're not nailed up. They're tied up. You know. So interesting. Like if you look, they added rope on the English side to justify like how are these guys stuck up to these posts? So they added some rope there. So there was lots of especially in the Super Nintendo era, they didn't want to offend American religious sensibilities. So oftentimes things that smacked of religion were muted or censored to some extent. Like in Final Fantasy VI, there's the attack Crusade. In Japanese, it was actually Jihad. And I guess the translators were like, we can't have an attack called Jihad and sell it in America. So let's just make it look like, we'll call it Crusade, even though they don't look like Crusaders, right? If you recall that attack, they, but they just call it Jihad. They call it Crusade in America, and Jihad in Japanese. So yeah, you get stuff like that. You like the US version better, Prohibited? Yeah. I don't know. It's Crusade. I know, right? But that's that's it. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to get into all that. That's kind of a bag of worms I don't want to touch. And there's Marceline. She just occluding the camera for a second. But I guess like from an American perspective, like people would react less negatively to a word like Crusade than they were to Jihad. So yeah, that's that. Kaiju. Yeah, you see, stuff like that. I mean, that also like in Nintendo of America's, like one of their rules was, that they didn't want to have too much lists up. If I could understand Japanese, if only play the Japanese version of these games, yeah, it's fun because you get to peek into, probably more so with the older games because the translations were a little less polished than they are. But yeah, it's a fun thing. Like if you get some Japanese under your belt, and to go through the games. I'm having quite a bit of fun with it. I played Japanese games in the past. I played the English version of the games, and playing them side by side is really neat because you really get to see what the differences are. You must speak Commander in the formatting. Huh. Yeah, because they... Oh, because you think they had a line break in there? Yeah, it doesn't always make sense. Harkin. Doesn't always make sense. Yeah, because they had plenty. Yeah, new line, yeah. And you see funny stuff, like there'll be weird capitalizations in the English. That's true. There are a number of differences between Genesis and SNES games in the era. Yeah, like Mortal Kombat, right? they had the blood codes in the Sega version, right? And they didn't have the for Mortal Kombat 1. Mortal Kombat 2, then they just had a bunch of blood. Oh, hey, Fo, how's it going? How are you? The text for zeroing. Yeah, I'm not familiar with zeroing. Oh, yeah. I mean, I've never played it in Japanese. I know about it. But yeah, there's lots of funny graphical things, and also if you look, at the Japanese, like look at these flourishes that you have on the Japanese text boxes. So they're a little fancier. You also have the advance button, which is sometimes there, sometimes not on the Japanese, on the English side. And you see like the setting of the face. This actually comes into the box where it's flush. Yeah. I have to applaud the very spicy name, Harkonnen Melange. Maybe it's a reference that I'm unfortunately not getting. I know what a melange is. Picked up your Baron Vladimir Harkonnen. Oh, I know. All your base are belong to us. They have sent us up the bombs. You are on your way to destruction. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm familiar with it. Yeah, I mean, I just never did like it in Japanese. That'd be interesting to see what it actually was supposed to say. Make your time. Yeah, who knows what that was supposed to be. Because I think that's back when, clearly somebody with English as a second language was translating that, which is not what you want. You really want somebody who has, a native skill in the target language,言った通りだろう、ウォーレン。必ず助けが来るって。Didn't I tell you they'd come, Warren? Ah, そうだな。You certainly did. あまり時間がありません。急いで逃げましょう。We don't have much time. Let's hurry. Warren. Alright, I got Warren. 久しぶりだな。マシュ・シルバーバーグ。3年、いや、4年ぶりか。It's been a long time, hasn't it, Matthew Silverberg? 3, maybe 4 years. What you say? I know, yeah, I remember, like, the very famous remix. That very famous remix of, All Your Base Must Belong to Us, which I think everybody was watching, like, when did that come out? Like the late 90s or something? Naze, 帝国軍から離れたのだ。やはりあの事件のせいか。Why did you leave the Imperial Army? Because of that incident? Kaleka, he's talking about. The spice must flow. I don't know what that means. それもあります。しかし、それ以上に私は戦っている時の自分が嫌いなのです。That is one reason. But more because I dislike myself intensely when I am fighting. I'd forgotten until you mentioned it just now, and it's stuck in my head. Sorry, quiet guy. Yeah, early 2000s? Yeah, maybe around then. Yeah. I don't remember. I know it was big when I was in college. That would have been the early 2000s. I don't think I heard it in high school. So yeah, for me it must have been like I think the early 2000s. A pox, I say. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm unfamiliar with Dune, unfortunately. そのお前が反乱軍に味方する。おかしなものだな。どうだ、もう一度戻ってこないか? And yet you join the Liberation Army. Strange man. Why don't you come back to us? Who is Matthew? Matthew is the strategist for the Liberation Army. So each of these games has a strategist that you recruit that helps you win the war battles. They're very important characters in these games. And actually, from what I hear, in the original Chinese classic, the strategists were the main characters of these games. So Matthew, right here, he is pretending to be captured as a ruse while they go rescue some other people. So he's very important. Yeah, Matthew Silver was a husband, brother. Yeah, they're brothers. Matthew and Odessa are brother and sister. Odessa is the younger sister, Imoto. And Leon Silverberg is the uncle, not the father. Some people think he's the father, he's the uncle. And the Silverberg family is also very important throughout the series. You see them, as reoccurring folks. And there's a little bit of a translation thing they didn't quite catch here. So in English, he's saying the Liberation Army, but Qasim Hazil is not saying the Liberation Army here. He's saying the Rebel Army. He's not saying Kaiho-gun, not Kaiho-gun, the normal word for Liberation Army. He's saying Handan-gun. And that's the Rebel Army. And if you recall that scene early on when you meet Odessa, it was either Cleo or Gremio who says, "Oh, you're involved with the Rebel Army," and Odessa says, "Oh, I prefer Liberation Army over Rebel Army." But names don't matter. So here there's a little bit of an inconsistency, because they really should have translated this as Rebel Army, because Qasim Hazil is showing his dismissal of this army, right? He not affording them the respect to call them the Liberation Army. And that little nuance is lost in the translation here. Husband would have been cooler, though. Would have made Flick a very different character. That would have been awkward if she were having an affair with Flick. I always thought it was very dismissive. Was not? You mean this line was not dismissive? Yeah, I mean, it comes off as more dismissive in Japanese because he's saying Rebel Army. As opposed, and that's how I'd have an affair with Flick. Well, Cobra King, you have to get in line, because there'll be a long line ahead of you. You'd have to fight off Kimberly. Definitely. You'd have to fight off Nina. And whoever else. All the gals and guys that are in line ahead of you. お前を反逆者として処刑するのは忍びない. I'd rather not execute you as a traitor. Nina? Yeah, Nina. Do you want to go up against Nina? I don't. "その心配ならご無用です. You needn't worry about that." どういうことだ? What do you mean? カシム・ハジル様、大変です。海兵軍がこの城を取り込んでいます。General Qasim, we're surrounded by the Liberation Army. And he's actually saying Liberation Army here, the soldier. He's saying Kaiho-gun, Liberation Army. なるほど、そういうことか。砦を攻めたのはおとりというわけか。Ah, I see. Those attacks on the fortresses were a decoy. 腕が鈍ったな、マッシュ。助けに出た我が軍が戻ってくれば、海洋軍などひとたまりもないぞ。You're getting rusty, Matthew. When reinforcements return, the Liberation Army will be wiped out. So here he actually does say Liberation Army. In Japanese also. Kaiho-gun. Not Rebel, Handan-gun. 戻ってくればの話ですかね? If they return, that is. なんだと? What's that? 砦の援軍に出た部隊からジョーストン都市同盟の軍に待ち伏せを受けたと知らせが. We have just received word that the troops sent out to protect the forces were ambushed by the Jostin army. Yeah, the Jostin city-state. The city-state alliance. Which they say, you see that phrase a lot in Suikoden 2, the Toshidome. The city alliance. 何? なぜ奴らが? What? Why those? そうか。これもお前の仕業か、マッシュ。You did this, Matthew. Yeah, like this was... I see, this is also your doing, Matthew. 私が書体を送りました。帝国軍が都市同盟を攻めようとしているとね。That is correct. I sent Joseon a letter informing them of the Imperial Army plans to invade their land. Yeah, to invade the city-state alliance. ジョーストン都市同盟は この帝国領を欲しがっていますからね。動かすのは簡単ですよ。The city-state of Joestin is hungry for this empire. It's quite easy to manipulate them. Yeah, they want this imperial territory. 貴様、この帝国を都市同盟の奴らに渡すつもりか? Traitor! You dare sell this land to the city-state? He's not saying traitor here, he's saying kisama, which a little hard to translate. It literally just means you, but it's such a rude version of it. It's kind of like on the level of bastard. So it's, you know, it's not a nice thing. They translate it as traitor here. I think that's a fine choice, you know, because he is, you know, from Qasim Hazil's perspective, a traitor. But it's always like, how do you translate this? How do you sound like kisama? You know, it's very rude, but we don't use like pronoun insults in English, you know, for the most part. その気はありません。私は彼らを利用したまでです。手を結んだわけではありません。I have no such ambitions. I merely manipulated them. In no way have I joined hands with Joestin. 一時的にはこの北方は彼らに奪われるでしょう。It is likely that the city-state will temporarily occupy this region. Point assuming that you... Not quite, you know, you. Because, you know, a very important thing in Japanese communication is the level of respect. The honorifics. You know, and all languages have honorifics to some extent, right? The Japanese just cranks it up to 11. So, like, even generally, saying you to somebody in Japanese is a little bit rude. Even to say, like, you know, how are you? You know, just that you, that second person pronoun is a little bit rude in Japanese, no matter how polite you make it. So you really want to speak to somebody in the third person, generally. You know, unless you're closer with them, you know. So you have different levels of pronouns. Like, the normal one is anata. You know, anata is you. And you look up a dictionary, like English-Japanese dictionary, you'll see anata, right? But even that's not very respectful. If you don't really know the person, it can come across as rude just even using that. But then below anata, there are ruder and ruder, or less formal versions of it. Like there's kimi, which is a little lower than anata, which is kind of friendly sometimes if you know someone well. There's omae, which is kind of below kimi, which omae can be pretty rude if you're not close to someone. And like below omae, you've got kisama, which is like really at the bottom of the barrel. If you really want to, like, kisama is fighting words. You know, you say kisama when you're throwing a punch. You know, you really anger somebody, you say kisama. You know. We don't really have quite the same thing. Like, respect level wise, maybe on the level of bastard in English. Maybe like, you know, you bastard. It's kind of in the neighborhood. You know. Maybe it's what like the South Park kids would have yelled out when Kenny died. Maybe they would have said that. You know. それ以上の振る舞いは我々海部軍が許しません。The Liberation Army will permit no more than that. おのれ、よくもぬくぬくと Damn you to hell, you conniving turncoat. Yeah, and here's another one, onore. Onore is very rude also. Onore! You know, and onore is another word that just means you, but it's a very rude form of it. So they translated onore as damn you to hell. You know, which is, you know, probably around the neighborhood. So when Kenshiro says omae wa, you mean in the omae wa mou shindeiru, like that. I mean that phrase from the Fist of the North Star. Yeah, so it's not polite. You know, if you want to be polite, you use the person's name. You know, if you're going to be respectful, you use a person's name typically. So yeah, the fact that he's used, but he also might just be like a generally informal person. You know, You know, because omae is not necessarily an insult, but it's very familiar, so it can come across as an insult. Oh, well, thank you, Harkon Melange. Harkon and Melange. Thanks for following. Thanks for joining the group. Yeah, so it can like omae can be an insult. Like if you go omae to some person you don't know well, that's very insulting. But you know, it could be like a family member you're talking to, and you're calling your like a close family member or a close friend omae, which is fine because you're very close. You know, you don't want to call a stranger that because there's those respect levels are important. And like typically someone you don't know, you use their name plus san. You wouldn't call them omae. That'd be very rude. Like I remember I had a Japanese tutor once, and he would always call me anata, and I was a little bit annoyed at him by that because he would not say my name. He would just call me anata all the time, and I'm thinking, you know better, and you're just doing this because I'm a gaijin. You know, you wouldn't talk to a Japanese person like this. Why are you keep calling me anata? You know my name. Oh, hey Burns, how you doing? You're pretty good here. Very slowly going through Moravia because I keep talking about stuff, but that's fine. I like talking about stuff. You started Dragon Quest tonight, right? I saw you were on. I didn't really have much of a chance to chat though. But how is Dragon Quest going? Yeah, Burns is going through Dragon Quest 1 right now, like the very first one. Mashu dono, buji deshita ka? Soto no renshu wa arakata tazuiza. Master Matthew, alright? We're pretty much taking care of business outside. Oh, hey Slimacouser, how are you? Yeah, good so far? Yeah, he forgot who signs his paycheck. Yo. Humphrey, the easiest guy to translate, because he's always like dots and yo. He actually just say yo in Japanese too. It's just yo. That bronze. Bronze is a very complimentary word for whatever that color, whatever color he is. Yeah, because I know Burns is just because I added Nightbot now, I can do this now, right? Right? I can do that. Does it work? It worked. Okay. We can do I added a shout out command. So y'all can shout each other out if you want on what you're playing. And I know Slam, I know you're playing Persona 4, right? Slam, get your name right. Yeah, okay, yeah, there we go. And oh, hey Oliver, and you're playing Suikoden 1, right? Look at Oliver, right? Yeah, you're playing Suikoden 1 right now, right? Oh, you played something else tonight. Asphalt 8, I don't know what that is. But I know you're playing. Suikoden yesterday, right? Playing it badly? I don't even know what it is. Well, Asphalt 8. Oh, that's adorable. Who do you get to do your emotes, Slamacouser? I was wondering. You know, I was looking at different artists on Fiverr, and I was having trouble finding one that I really liked. I did get a, oh, what? Did I spell it wrong? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that your name was spelled differently. Oops. Sorry, I didn't pay enough attention. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know if you could tell me who's doing your emotes, because I tried a few. Does need pixel? Oh, that's just the sort of thing I'm looking for. Okay, yeah, because I got an emote commissioned, and it's all right, but I'm not like I'm not loving it. But I'm gonna use it because I commissioned it. But I might get it remade. But yeah, I was looking because I like pixel art. Because I remember your last emote was like, it looked really nice, and I thought, oh, okay, I wonder if I can find someone like that. But a lot of it was like, vector art, and vector art's fine, but pixel art's nicer. Yeah, thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. どうやら出版に間に合ったようだ。Looks like we're just in time. カシムハジル殿、今度は私からお願いします。潔く降参してください。General Qasim Hazel, now it's my turn to make a request. Please surrender. And there's a word they leave out of the English. It's isagiyoku. I guess it's kind of like, you know, be a good sport, you know, and surrender, you know, surrender properly, you know. It's an adverb that didn't carry over. This artist did this, if you're interested. Oh, that's a nice one too. Where were all these artists when I was going around on Fiverr? I didn't see them, but yeah, they've got some nice stuff. Okay. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, because there's so many. It's like, you know, whom do you pick? Whom do you pick? It's so hard. あなたが理想に持った帝国の姿も、忠誠を尽くした皇帝陛下の姿も今はすっかり変わってしまった。The ideal empire you want to vision has changed beyond recognition. The emperor himself, to whom you pledge loyalty, has changed too. それでも、あなたは過去にしがみつくつもりですか? Do you still plan to cling to the past? それでも、私は I still, yeah, even though I still. カシム、よくよくあなたが頑固な人ですね。まったく。ご将軍は頑固者ぞれで。You are a stubborn man, Qasim, like the rest of the 5 great imperial generals. Kashimu, あなたよく考えてごらんなさい。今の帝国陛下の姿も本当の我々の知る皇帝陛下の姿でしょうか? Think about it. Do you really think that the emperor is the same man we once knew? Yeah, it's like, is he the real, like, is that the real form of the emperor that we once knew? You know, the one that we know. それは、I don't. あなたも分かっているはずです。皇帝陛下に忠誠を尽くすのであれば。You know he isn't. You are one of the emperor's loyal followers. その過ちを止めるのも、やはり忠誠ではないのですか? Isn't it your duty, then, to try to convince him to mend his wrongful ways? Yeah, to stop him from, you know, to stop him from doing all the errors he's currently doing, right? To stop him from doing all the bad things that he's doing. 我々はご将軍は帝国がここまで乱れるのを止められなかった。The 5 great generals were unable to prevent the empire from deteriorating. ならば今こそ皇帝陛下の目を覚まさなければなりません。そうではないですか、セニョール。Therefore, the time has come to help the emperor open his eyes. Do you not agree? Okay, he calls him... I find... Okay. I'll type it out. He's... Senor. Is that supposed to be senor? I find this curious. For one, you would think that Millich being Millich would be a French name, right? That he would say Monsieur. But he's saying like senor. Okay, they don't have it in English. Yeah, they don't. They just drop it completely. They drop it completely in the English version. Senor. Is that Italian or is that French? This whole time he was Spanish. Oh, what is Nightbot? Nightbot. Okay, I'm sorry. Nightbot's being a good. You know, I need to keep Nightbot from being like so mad about stuff. Excessive caps. Disable that. I mean, you can cap if you want. There we go. Yeah, because I thought, yeah, it's like Senor either be like Spanish or Italian. Catalonian? Yeah, why not? Why not, Harkon? Sorry, I'm from the Basque region. Don't confuse me. Yeah, that's just like... Yeah, why not? Why not at this point? That's so weird. It's just like drop because... I mean, if you were to think of the Qasim Hazil was like coded as any sort of ethnicity, it'd be something Middle Eastern, based on like the name and the. He looks like Lawrence of Arabia. I mean, kind of shit going on here. Italian, I think. I know Senhor. Has to be an heir. Well, it's in the Japanese, so that's what I'm wondering about. You know, because in the Japanese, it just at the end it just senyoru, which looks like. So like that's how if it were Spanish with like an enye, you know, that's how you kind of like write it, right? And I think Italian is like signore, or is it signor? Senora, right? And then signore. I don't remember. But he just throws it out. But the weird thing is that I guess not. You would think it would be French coming out of Milich's mouth, unless maybe the writer confused French with another Romance language. I know, but I mean the outfit. Like I know he wasn't really Arabian. It's senor or senor depending on male or female. Yeah. It's just weird. That's a weird one. I can't quite wrap my head around why they called him Senyoru. Senyoru. Maybe he's English. Who knows? And of course, like England and France and Spain don't exist in the Suikoverse, apart from like you start getting into dish names in Suikoden too. Yeah, because like Qasim Hazil does not sound either Italian or Spanish, right? But then again, Milich Oppenheimer doesn't sound French. It's very German sounding, right? So okay, here's my new headcanon. Just like how Milich Oppenheimer is really like he's German coded, but he loves French stuff. Maybe Qasim Hazil is like you know, like Lawrence of Arabia encoded, but he really loves Spanish stuff. I don't know. The guy has the brown hazel colors. Well, so his name is just phonetic. So, you know, in Japanese, there's phonetic ways to write things. So, you know, his name is. It's just Kashimu Hajiru. It's just Kashimu Hajiru. Right? Yeah, aren't there 5 generals different parts of the real world? Really? I never made that connection, Cobra. Is that how it is working? The dev team just turned out the Europeans. Yeah, you know those Europeans. Just, you know, Western culture. It's all a blend, right? So Milich is like German/French. Yeah, do you have like a correspondence between the generals and like real world geography? Because I don't. What's Quanda Rossman? I don't know. See, they throw us like some weird line in that, and just how do you make sense of it? If that's not a translation thing, I guess they just said maybe the translators didn't know what to make of it at all. And they thought like if they threw a senor in the game, people would be like, what the hell? Why are you calling him senor out of nowhere? I think maybe it makes sense that they dropped it because it's so confusing. Maybe it was not a mistake to drop the senor. Wakatta. Kousan shiyou. Alright, I surrender. Wakatte kuremashita ka, Kashime Hajiru dono. I'm glad you understand, General Kasim. And one thing that I've mentioned before, so a lot of times in Japanese, they'll use a general term of respect, and then they'll translate it to whatever like specific rank somebody has. Like here, he just calls him like dono, which is a normal term of respect, and they translate it as general, which makes sense because you know he's showing the respect there, and his rank is general. Like with Ryukun, they also call him the same thing, dono, and they'll translate it as doctor. Yeah, it's honorable. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the honorifics don't always translate, so they just pick like the appropriate thing. Kasim is Arabic, Milch is French German, Teo is British, Sonia is Eastern European Russian, Kwanda is African. There was another one, but I forget. It's like you never see that person because there were 6 generals, and then like something happened to one of them. I don't remember who the earlier general happened to be, however, but I think there was like an earlier 6th general that never shows up in the game. But Einjid would be like Gaelic or something. He's not a real general, but maybe he's like your dad Teo. Yeah, Teo British. Maybe. Barbarossa was in Paris. Yes, he was. Yeah. I see a lot of people, not a lot, but some people call him Barbossa in streams. There's all sorts of funny name differences too. Like okay, this girl, how do you say her name? Right? How do you pronounce that? Mississippi? What? Yeah. Yeah, who needs that syllable? Like that spunky red-haired debt collector. Camille, right? Camille. And it's but in Japanese her name is Camille. Camille. Cuz she actually has like a French name in Japanese. So it's like a Y sound. Yeah, Camille. Right. Right. And the Japanese is Camille. It's yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Harlan. Yeah, Camille. Teo isn't overly British in my head, but the McDowell, yeah, well, yeah, the Mick makes it sound Irish, because MC is like son of in Irish, right? And Mac is son of in Scottish. But they call him like, but in Japanese it's I'm pretty sure it's Macdo, yeah, Teo Macdoru, Turu Macdoru, yeah, Macdoru, Maku. Scottish. Yeah, it sounds more Scottish. But you see, you know, the whole Micmac thing gets a bit mixed up. No pun intended. Like, you know, like my on my father's line, they were Scottish, but they had Mick as the name. Mysteriously, so you know it gets mixed up sometimes. Yeah, so there's another guy we're gonna see soon. I'll just wait on that one because we'll talk about him in a moment because we'll see that. But yeah, some of the names like Sanchez, it's Sanchez in Japanese with an S at the end, not a Z. You know. There's that. A lot of the names starting with V come through as B's, like Valeria, Varkas, and Vicky. It's Valeria, Barukas, and Vicky. Now you have to do the rest of the 9s in this play with the Scottish brogue. Yeah. Okay. I'll go put on one of my kilts and do Teo's lines. Alright, Kashima Hajiru. Whatever you are, you have joined us. Tiro no isoide taikaku shimashou. You must retreat, Commander Tyr. Just do all of Tyr's lines then. Oh wait, yeah. So okay, it's funny you mentioned that. You know there's audio dramas for Suikoden, right? So Tyr actually speaks in the audio dramas. you know, he actually has lines. You don't have cases where Victor has to speak all of Tyr's lines. Yeah, that dude, he'll finally drink some iron brew. I'm not sure what is that. Is that like a cider, a Scottish cider or something?ぼやぼやしていると我々まで年止めの軍の餌食になります。If we wait too long, the city-state will attack us. Yeah, we'll become like prey for the city-state's army. おいおい、俺の出版がなしかい？なんで久しぶりに暴れると思ったのによ。What? Nothing for me to do? Shucks, I was looking for a good rumble. Yeah, it's like what about my turn? Oi oi. Oi oi. What about my turn? The alias... I must have messed up saying a Nightbot. I apologize for that. I had like a command set to go every hour. That's disappointing. The audio drama should have no one cast as Tyr. Yeah, I mean... So yeah, but you can't... Like... So I've got the Suikoden novel coming too, and of course Tyr has to speak, right? I mean, insofar as like a game, they want to give it like the blank slate, so you know the player can insert themselves into the character. You know, the grand irony being, characters are more relatable when they're actually fleshed out, not when they're blank vessels. You know, herbal brew is a weird Scottish soda-like drink. Oh, okay, I'm not familiar with it. Yeah, I never had that. But yeah, like like the novel Tyr has actual lines. It's a reading cassette for kids, a read along. Yeah, right. So like there's these scenes, you know how like Victor says all these lines when Gremio is dying, right? Well, Tyr says those lines in the audio drama. Why? Because Tyr gets extra lines. Because when Victor is like lamenting Gremio's death, he's really being a proxy for Tyr because Tyr doesn't have any lines. So they had to express that somehow. So Victor, who doesn't really know Gremio that well at this point, right? They haven't like not a lifetime like Tyr has. You know, he becomes a proxy for Tyr's emotions because they have to express it somehow, right? It's a little awkward, but that's what they do. I imagine when the novel comes and I start reading it, it's going to be Tyr saying these lines and not Victor. All right. Oh, is that Tyr telling his emotions through others? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Back up to Moravia. We gotta go get this character who's at the top of the castle. Yeah, we have to retreat immediately. The city-state is coming back in the castle. With no consequences. Oh, I got some type of appraisal item. should have healed Taiho. Does the free roll option always default to basic attacks? Yes, it does. It's just attack, I guess attack whomever with your normal attacks. It's a handy thing. I really like that in games. Like Suikoden and Breath of Fire both do that. So then they don't... okay. Yes, in Suikoden, just like in the real world, free will is illusory. That's the lesson. Jizo? Called me Jizo? That's weird, Matt. I'll text you goodnight. Just a second. Alright, good night, Matt. You don't have to call me that. Mother Earth. Daichi. Daichi. Alright. Now this fancy gentleman. What is his name? So, you know Vincent de Boule, right? So his Japanese name... Yeah, well, Matt's my boyfriend, so he knows my real name. So he's never called me that before. So yeah, it was awkward. Français, yes, français. Quel français, n'est-ce pas? Yeah. So Vincent's name in Japanese comes through as this. Vincent de Boule. Vincent, oui. Well, you actually know French, Matt. So you're gonna see me try to pronounce some French stuff. You should leave before I pronounce French things, so you don't have to hear my bad pronunciation. So this guy, his Japanese is Vincent de Boule. Vincent de Boule. So the do Boule makes sense, right? That's de Boule. But what is going on with Vincent, right? Because it's Vincent, right? So why is it Vincent? Well, they're trying to give him a French pronunciation to his name, which in French would be more like Vincent. You know, these nasal consonants, right? Because in Vincent is how we say it in English. In French, it's like Vincent. So they're trying to go with that French pronunciation in Japanese, so it becomes Vincent, not Vincent. As a point of comparison, Vincent Valentine in Final Fantasy VII, he's Vincento. Vincento Valentine, you know. So, because Vincento is like Vincent, whereas Vincent is like Vincent. Right? And this is going to come up in a second because they actually translate his name as Vincent here in a minute, which confuses people because they call him Vincent here and then Vincent there in English, which is a little confusing. Oh, Tiru, kokoro no tomo, watashi no mi o anjite 助けに来てくれたのですね. Oh dear, you've come to save my life. And he's using this phrase, kokoro no tomo, which is like a dear friend, which is actually what Ted calls Tyr early on in the game, because Ted and Tyr are very close friends. So, Ted refers to Tyr as this phrase, like kokoro no tomo, which is like your like heart friend. It's very dear. But of course, when Vincent says it, or Vincent says it, it sounds ridiculous because he barely knows Tyr. Yeah, and they leave out like a line here, and it's like you risked your body to come save me, right? And so, like, and this next line, like in English, he is calling Vincent, right? 友情とはなんと美しいのでしょう。このVincent決してこの日のことを忘れないでしょう。What a beautiful thing friendship is. I, Vincent, shall never forget this day as long as I live. So here they call him Vincent in the English, which is confusing. Because it's always been Vincent up to this point. This is the first time where they call him Vincent. And I've watched people get thrown by this line, like, what the heck's going on here? But it's in Japanese, it's Vincent the whole time. Oh, hi JP, how are you? Oh, is that angry? Or was that confused? Oh, it's Nani! It's Nani! You have two separate emotes for Nani. I know, right? Nani! That's an awesome emote. I didn't know what it was until I hovered over both of them and there's the na and the ni. That's hilarious. Akto na, akto ni. Yeah. So... But in English, I still call him Vincent. Because I think it's confusing for English-speaking fans. Even though Vincent is probably correct. I'm still going to say Vincent. I'm still going to say Camille. I'm still going to say Joshua and not Yoshua. Because he's Yoshua. In Japanese, Yoshua Rebenheit. And it's just too unnatural. To start saying Yashua. I started saying Yashua on one of my streams, and I don't think people like me saying Yashua. I think it was too weird. しかし、歌詞もひどい男です。私をいきなりこんなところに入れるなんて、覚悟も落ちたものです。God, what an awful creature that Kasim is, suddenly locking me up in this place. You like it? You like Yashua? Yeah, because that's various ways to render, like, what do you call this guy? Yayoshi or Shua, yeah. Or arguably even Jesus. For the head of the Dragon Knights. Yeah, he also says in Japanese, how the Empire has fallen. Okay, it says in the next line, the Empire's going to hell, I thought, yeah. Nani Tiru. あなたが太陽軍の水臭いですね。早く言ってください。You lead a liberation army? My, why didn't you tell me sooner? You do you, call things whatever you want to call them. To hell with the fan. Well, it's not so much that. I don't want to confuse people, Like, if somebody just pops into the stream, and I'm talking about, like, Vincent, Camille, and Yoshua, I'm like, what is he talking about? So like, the convention is that we call, the spunky red-headed deck collector Camille. Yeah, you mean Vincent, yeah. Or you mean Vincent, however you want to play it. However you want to say it. So, yeah, and there's, because in Japanese you have, the phonetic, the syllabary, the katakana and the hiragana. So, there's not a lot of confusion as to how to pronounce things, They're going to ask questions, which is, yeah, I want people to ask questions. I don't want people to be confused, right? I mean, so like you've been watching pretty much my entire Suikoden 1 stream, right, Quiet Guy? How many times do you think I've talked about the Camille versus Camille thing? Like, you could probably turn it into a drinking game at this point. Like, I've said it so many times. you know. But I keep reiterating it for new fans. Like, she's not here, but I keep talking when like the name things come up. I like to mention, you know, like her name, because I think it's one of the more interesting ones. But you know, I don't want people to not know what I'm talking about. Have some of Sanchez's wine. And that's another weird thing. That's like the only point in the game where they don't censor alcohol. Every other place, probably at least once an episode, yeah. I repeat myself a lot. I try not to belabor points, though. I'm not quite sure what the right balance is. Like, if you think I'm repeating myself too much, just let me know. But I want everyone to catch these, you know, tune in and catch these things when I'm talking about them, because, you know, of course I can't rehash everything every stream, but at least interesting highlights, like, you know, the thing about recruiting Sheena, where, you know, Lapont doesn't say, oh, you're chasing after women. He doesn't say that in Japanese. Lapont accuses Sheena of chasing after women's behinds. They didn't translate that because probably it was a little naughty sounding. Because Sheena is chasing women's behinds in the Japanese, not women. That's very funny. You read things on Twitter? Yeah. So like, you know, I've got my Twitter feed, and I throw a lot of the translation issues up there. So I slowly go through my streams, and I will, you know, tweet out the interesting things. So that's a little bit of an archive of what we found so far on the stream. I'm at least over a week behind, because it takes me a while to go through that. But bit by bit, I go through and put that up there. So if you want a quick and dirty of the things that are found, they're all on the Twitter, you know. I guess while I'm talking about it, like, someone last week asked me if I had a Discord for the channel. It might have been you, Prohibited. Somebody did. So I went ahead and made a Discord. Nobody else, like, only I am in it. Nobody else is in the thing. I just made it a couple days ago, so it's there. If anybody wants to use it. I think it was in the context of sharing links. Somebody asked me to make a Discord, so I did. So that's up there too. Yeah, I thought it was you. Yeah. Oh, you did? Okay, so there's 2 people now. I have doubled the membership. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. 4 now. Oh wow, quadrupled the membership. Wow. Such growth. I'm not quite sure what to use it for, but I know lots of channels have. Oh, you're there. Okay, all right. Quite a night for the Discord channel. Yeah, because probably have like a channel to talk about Japanese stuff. Oh, you're there too? Okay. Oh, okay. 6? Oh, wow. So, like, you know, I'm still new to all this. I'm not quite sure. Exponential growth. Yes, really. Like, maybe an archive for some of the things we found. Maybe cat pictures or dog pictures. You know, because people love pets and all that. 100 members by the end of stream. Hype. Yeah, really. I don't think we'll get that high. You know, I don't even have 100 followers. I just cleared 50 last week. You know, I mean, pretty much just thanks to Zero, because he kept rating me and hosting my stream. Otherwise, I don't think I would have 50 people yet. But you know, I just find it fun to talk about these translation things, and I'm glad other people find it interesting. Because I thought maybe it would just be me like yelling out into the void. You know, there's neat stuff in the translation differences, like Lapont is really telling Sheena that he's like going after ladies' behinds, like this is a real thing, and like go away, crazy man. But no, I mean, people have actually tuned in and are curious about the differences, so I think it's really cool. And I want to make this like the ongoing thing, you know, to dig into these translation issues to the extent that I'm capable, you know. わかりました。このヴァンさん、友情のため、帝国貴族の身分をして、あなたのために一緒に戦いましょう。I, Van San, in the name of friendship, renounce my aristocratic standing and sort of fight by your side. Super exciting. Other games too? Yeah. So, Suikoden 2 is next. Chrono Trigger is after that. That's my plan, because I've said for a long time now, Suikoden 2 is going to be next, so I'm sticking with that. Then Chrono Trigger, just because, you know, Chrono Trigger is also really popular. It's also my favorite RPG ever. And I'm looking very much forward to doing Chrono Trigger. And After Chrono Trigger, save transfer, I did. Yes, absolutely, yeah. I'm doing the save transfers, yeah. So you will get all that additional Suikoden 1 stuff. Yeah, Chrono Trigger is all, yeah. Yeah, no arguments from me. I love Chrono Trigger. Like, I played it when it came out, and I've loved it ever since. It was my first RPG, you know, my first love as far as RPGs go, and I will always be enraptured by Chrono Trigger, you know. After Chrono Trigger, I'm going to put it up to a vote, to just throw up a poll and say, which game should I do next? So on the docket, Suikoden 3, Suikoden 5, Breath of Fire 1, Breath of Fire 2, Final Fantasy 4, 5, 6, 7th Saga if I'm feeling masochistic. I'll put that in there too. That's barring my ability to figure out how to manage camera rotation on 2 games at once. If I can figure out camera rotation, I'll add Final Fantasy 7 and 9, maybe 8, Breath of Fire 4 and 5 to the mix too. You know, games I'm familiar with, at least. It might be hard for me to go through a game I don't know. It's like in both at once. So yeah, Suikoden 3, Matt. Yeah, Suikoden 3 it'll be on the list. So after Chrono Trigger, if Suikoden 3 gets the vote, then we'll get it. And speaking of Suikoden 3, Quiet Guy is going through Suikoden 3 right now. He's got it all mapped out exactly how he wants to play the game. Quiet Guy probably knows more about Suikoden than anyone else. Oh, Prohibited. You're like saying the same thing. Yeah. Quiet Guy, I think he knows more about Suikoden 3 or Suikoden in general than anyone else I know, as far as like the lore. You know. So, you know, check out Quiet Guy for a Suikoden 3 stream, because like he knows a lot about this, the lore behind the games. Yeah, and here are the Vansan again, right? So there was, you know, clearly 2 different people were translating, you know, these lines. Like one person translated his name, another person translated the Vansan. I mean, as far as anyone I've talked to, you know more than me. Like you're always you're checking me all the time with my knowledge of Suikoden. You know, I can't think of anybody at least that I've talked with, you know, that knows more. So that's my take at least. All right, we got whoever this guy is, Vansan or Vincent. Got him. All right, and I can just nope out of here with Kryn, right? Or is this one of those ones where you can't? Yeah, because you know what the mechanic behind the escape talisman. In case you don't know the deep mechanics, the escape talisman only works when you don't want it to, and that's in the code. Ted is dead. Yes, Ted died when we went to Seek Valley. So yes, Ted is no more. His soul resides within the Soul Eater now. After all of these 300 plus years, yeah. Yeah, he was alive for 300 years. And change. Which is also 150 plus. Yeah, he's an old man. But he lives on in our hearts forever because he cannibalized his soul. Yeah. Yum yum. Yeah, well, one thing that's very arresting about Suikoden is there's so many beautiful, sad, touching scenes. Like Ted's death. And then, you know, like Ted dies, and then you get Soul Eater level up. Seriously, like could you wait a second? Could you wait a second for that? It's a little rude, right? Yeah, he's with here forever. Yeah, and yeah, they'll live in the Soul Eater because eventually the Soul Eater will eat Tyr up when it goes to the next person, and then they get to hang out. I don't know what is it like to live in the Soul Eater. Is it like, you know, I Dream of Jeannie? There's like a little room down there and cushions you can lay on. I'm not sure how it works. That might be too old of a reference. I don't know. Ted died, single tear. Sweet, I got a new spell. I know, right? I know, right? It's so rude. Let me grieve. I think that was my first experience with that concept of loss, personal growth. In a game, Slam? Yeah, it's just... Oh, I actually can't run from you. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't play Suikoden 1 until I was a little older. Like, I think I probably played the game like in 99 or 2000 when I was like 19 or 20. Seeing the abilities, how they call things like deadly fingertips and hell, it can't be... That's true. Yeah. 2 stars would not come again. I don't know, maybe those are just like names of like heavy metal bands or something. I don't know. So there's this scene in Suikoden 1, right when Ted kills the queen ant, right? He uses a spell, and the spell is that you learn later. He used hell, right? It's he used that, you know, and it's an instant death, right, to everything that you're fighting. And after he uses that spell, the spell called Hell, Kanan goes, "What the hell?" Now, I know it was an accident. I know they didn't mean it. But I always feel that's like an accidental joke. Because Ted uses the Hell spell, and the Kanan says, "What the hell?" And I laugh. It doesn't exist in the game. It's not supposed... It's an accidental, serendipitous joke that never existed in the original. There's another joke that they kind of accidentally threw in. There's this scene when Teo is retreating. He's talking to Alan, and he tells him to retreat, and Alan doesn't want to retreat. And Teo says, "You know, I said retreat. Are you deaf?" And Alan says, "Yes, General." Yes, I'm deaf. Maybe other people don't find it funny, but I lost it. I lost it when he said, "Yeah, are you deaf?" "Yes, General." I mean, it sounds like this is a comedy. Yeah, what a rando to find back in a later Suik. Oh yeah, yeah. It is. I'm very glad that you got to see Ted there. Yeah, because he should have used Hell and I know. Yeah, you know, could you shift the spell a little bit to the left and get Kanan in there? Ted would still be alive. Okay, oh yeah. We need to go get possibly our oldest star. I love when I saw it on Twitter earlier. Shout out to... Yeah. Yeah, that's about where I am with the tweeting, yeah. And we need to go to the northern checkpoint. Where was it? There it is. And if you haven't seen it, like the menus are better in English. You can scroll left and right. In Japanese, you can only scroll down. So they do add improvements to the English version. There's cosmetic improvements. Oh, hey Osiris, how are you? What the heck? Oh, there they are. Okay. Oh, weird. Did I... Wait. I came in from the bottom on both, didn't I? Oh, hey, Cap, you know there's an O there. Yeah. I'm gonna turn... I'm sorry, Kefka. I added Nightbot, and Nightbot has been, like, a jerk tonight. Excess emotes, disable. Alright, sorry about that. It's been, you know... Nightbot has been a bit of a jerk tonight. But yeah. Vicky also with the dialogue made me not want to blink places. Oh, yes, yeah. Back pain, that sucks. I have lots of back pain too. What type of back pain do you have, Osiris? Yeah. I did. Yeah, Zero Elite, once again, very kindly, you know, he hosted my channel. So, you know, that's why there's so many people here. It's very kindly doing that again. Um, yeah, I just installed Nightbot a couple days ago. You know. Squatober. Oh, too many squats. Okay. Well, that would do it. Another game from my Seventh Saga is on my profile as a possible game to play. You know, I might do a parallel of Seventh Saga. So that's on the list. In my for the dumpster truck. Oh, hi Kumatora, how are you? Yeah, it's on the front log. Yeah, it's on the front log, yeah. If you go to my Twitch profile, I list the games that I'm thinking of doing next. So, Seventh Saga will be in the group to vote on after I finish Chrono Trigger, which I will do after Suikoden 2. I'd recommend doing the easy patch. Yeah, I want to get... I know that Elnard is easier than Seventh Saga. That it might be one of the few games where they made the English version more difficult. Because normally, like, oh, Americans, they don't know how to play RPGs. Let's make Final Fantasy Mystic Quest with them. You know, it's like, oh. But yeah, it's actually very hard. I've never beaten Seventh Saga myself because I've always played it the legit way, and I just give up at some point because it's too hard. But yeah, I would like the balancing patch. Not really easy mode, right? It's more of a balance patch because Elnard is not really as punishing. You know, because I think like the scaling of the other characters is really rough, and you level less. Yeah, the scaling of Elnard. You know, for a parallel play, that's what would make sense anyway. You wouldn't want to have that disparity. You know, I mean, yes, it's not quite the original, but I'm not really playing it. I'm not playing these games like for a challenge. I'm playing these games to talk about the translation. You know. So I think I can be forgiven for making Seventh Saga, you know, have the same difficulty of Elnard. And then what is Seventh Saga? It's where did it come from? Maybe Elnard sounded too weird. Yeah, level ups are worse for the playable characters, but they didn't lower them for the AI character. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's how it works. Yeah, I mean maybe then because it's those duels. Those duels are so punishing. You know, I like to run with Lux though. That might annoy people. I love Lux. A lot of people hate his chunk. I love his walking sound. I think we were talking about that at the other night, Quiet Guy. Because the sound it makes in Suikoden 3, you found that a little annoying at times. Well, you should see 7 Saga. Oh, 7 characters. Yeah, clunking. I like the clunking. You know. As a kid, I'm like, oh my god, I love this. I love robots. You know, androids, anything like that. If that's a character, I normally will pick something like that. And he's strong, too. Playing with sound... Yeah, right. When it comes to groceries, hoping you were going to throw on a shirt and a tie. Maybe I'll wear a tie on another... I'm not going to go change right now. I'm midstream. But, yeah, maybe I'll wear a tie Thursday. I think Doc was like the first one to jump into my stream. We were talking about ties, and he's trying to convince me to wear a tie on stream. Because I was saying I have all these old ties that I don't wear. Donation incentive? No, I'm not going to make people donate to make me dress up silly. You know? I've got the ties in my closet. Maybe I'll do that. I mentioned to my boyfriend, he said, don't. Yeah, a point incentive. Yeah, I could do Is that something people would actually like contribute points to? Fudge? Me as Fudge? I'm too old to cosplay as Fudge. Any of the Fudges. I'm older. I've got more than a decade on the oldest Fudge. I know who you want in the party, yeah. Yeah, and if you redeem something, let me know, because I might not see it. I know I missed a posture check at some point. I know you want Ronnie Bell. He's 29. Fudge is 29 in Suikoden 3. That's very charitable, Quiet. I'm too old to pull off Suikoden 3 Fudge. He's also, like, much more, like, you know, he's a warrior. I'm a nerd. You know? Streamers as various characters on stream. Yeah, that's true. Like, I guess I like cosplay like this high up. I mean, what would be Fudge? He'd have, like, the, you know, the wing, the winged circlet, and he's got like a green scarf and a purple top. Yeah, Suikoden, the sequel that they should have made but never will. Fudge. A Nerd Warrior. Yeah, Nerd Warrior. Now that I've redeemed, did you redeem? Wait, did you? Oh, when did you redeem, Kafka? I didn't see that. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't scrolled all the way down. I will go get Ronnie Bell. Just a second. I will get Ronnie Bell. Yes, thank you for letting me know. Yeah, I wasn't scrolled all the way down. I need to get some sort of alert for these because I normally stare at my OBS. Because I'm looking at what you're looking at. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I got it now. You don't have to tell me, Clonka. I know who you want. I know who you want. I know whom you want. Oh, so we'll do the max scene. Now, one thing, like, am I crazy? I could swear that when we came to the northern checkpoint, I entered from the south on both games. I got Maximilian on the Japanese side and not the English side. But look at it. Look, Tyr is facing. Look at it. Tyr is facing up on Japanese. He's facing down on English. Maybe it's only on the English version where you have to come from the north. Because I came from the south in Japanese, right? I'm not crazy, right? I'm not crazy. Because otherwise, how would it be facing the other direction? People have missed Max because they didn't come from the north. Yeah. Because I remember, because I had to go out and come back in. Yeah, I know I had to come back in because I was like, where's Max on English? And I came back in from the... That is wild. Okay. That's wild. Okay. Maybe that's like a bug in the English version somehow. Unless in the Japanese you have to come from the south, which now I don't know. That's weird. That's weird. Okay. ついに大きを盛りない帝国軍に正義に乗って二つ時が来そう。The time has come to deliver a crushing blow to those despotic imperials. 我らも解放軍ですぐ立ちするのだ。くれるな、山頂。We must give the Liberation Army a hand. Don't be late, Sancho. We'll have to check the VOD later. Yeah, it'll be in the video. Yeah, it's a nice thing to have because I can double check. Because now I can't check, but later on. Max is pretty great though. Max is great. He is. You know, comes out of retirement. You know, to lend a helping hand. Gotta like Max. Hi, ご主人様. Yes, master. そりゃ、突撃じゃ! Ready? Charge! なんじゃぬちらは、わしらは急いでおるのだぞ. Who the hell are you? We're in a hurry. The Liberation Army eagerly awaits our help. Wait, online? Yeah. 解放軍の皆がわしらの助けを待ちわびているのじゃ。モラビア城に急いでなるな。We must hurry to Moravia Castle. It kind of makes sense that you get him while coming up from the north, does it? Yeah, go heading north, right? Or going down. I just confirmed you did come from the south. You had to leave and enter north. And what the heck? Yeah, Maximo de la Mancha. Because he runs into you. Okay, I see. I guess he could catch up to you. I mean, so, you know, like, from a game design perspective, in a game in Suikoden where we're trying to find these stars, and I was watching this one stream, where this player was doing a blind playthrough, trying to find all the stars, and she would come to the northern checkpoint, and then you know, no max, right? And she'd come in and she'd leave. And she'd always teleport in, you know, and then no max. And people were getting very worried that she was going to miss him and not get all the Stars of Destiny. She finally found him. But from a game design perspective, I think it's a little perverse. There's no logical reason why you would hit the northern checkpoint from the north. Yeah, that's the issue. Like, why would you... Unless you were, like walking everywhere, but you've got Vicky in the blinking mirror, so why... Like, who walks these days? I am just learning that you have to come in from a direction. Yes, Quiet Guy, that was always the thing. Yeah, you have to come from the north. In English, yeah, you have to come in from the north. But apparently from the Japanese... You can come in from the south. We haven't confirmed that you can come in from the northern Japanese, but I'm not resetting. Who walks? Me when I accidentally sold the... oh. That hurts me in my bones, Klefka. Oof. Walking's for chumps. Who walks anymore? Outside is scary. Go Shujin-sama. Master. That... Flim? Does that say flim? Maybe it's a text. I can't make out the letter. A minimum of stars? You know, I thought about that too, Kefka. A minimum of stars, because you get no Hellion. You still get Vicky, because you have to get Vicky. You have to walk back, right? Because you get Vicky in the Daishindin, the Great Forest. Yeah, Don Quixote. Yeah. Yeah, clearly, you know, they're tilting at windmills over here. Danja Sancho. What is it, Sancho? Konohito. This fellow. I'm doing Oliver. How are you doing? Can you tell Vicky no thanks or no? Can you? I thought she auto. Well, can't. I don't know. I never thought about that. I thought she just auto joined. I thought she just auto-joined. Maybe I'm wrong. You can tell her not to join. Oh crap, I didn't realize that. So you can go Vicky-less. That's painful. I didn't even think about that, yeah. Like saying no to Vicky? It's so sad because she's like, she's all, you know, she's Vicky. And she's like, oh, can you help me? You know, I'm just like a poor girl who has this, you know, sad fate. Can you help me? And you say no to her? Heartless. Oh, just asking away about? I don't know. Minimum stars? That Merns, that would be like you only recruit the people you have to. So if there's ever a choice, you don't recruit. So you beat the game with as few stars as possible. How many people you end up with? That's a good question. Yeah, I'm sure it's been done. I'm sure it's been done. Dakara Danja Sancho. I said, what is it, Sancho? Kaihoku no leader, Tiru-sama desu yo. Peacemaster Tyr, leader of the Liberation Army. All speedrun? It's kinda, yeah. Yeah, I guess like for some people that do like any percents. Well, it wouldn't be minimum, because in an any percent run of Suikoden, you would of course get Vicky and Hellion, right? Because that has to save time. Nanto? Kore wa shitsurei tsukimashita. But, my god, please forgive my rudeness. Washi no wa Maximilian. Ima wa Naki Maximilian Kishi Dan no Moto Danchou-ja. My name is Maximilian, former commander of the late lamented Knights of Maximilian. Love to do it someday. And I've never killed Millich or Quanda or anyone. And I want to kill everybody. Leave Gremio dead. Leave Pawn to Teo's fists. Yeah. Or sword. Yeah. I thought about it. I mean, eventually, like, I don't know how this channel's gonna go if I start, like, branching out, doing, like, non-parallel runs. Maybe that'd be something I would try. But, like, if people want to keep seeing parallel runs, I'll keep doing that. I killed Quanda. Yeah. How do you kill Millich? Don't tell Burns you killed Millich. わしの最後の仕事として海軍に力を貸したい。わしも海軍一員に加えてくれ。頼む。As my final job, I'd like to lend a hand to the Liberation Army. Please let me join, I beg you. A parallel run of the text where you kill a parallel minimum stars. That's interesting. Yeah, because so another thing, like, you know, once I start putting the game up to a vote, like, I can circle back to other, like, previous games. If people say, hey, could you do Suikoden 1 again? So I would put that up as an option. And it'd be a lot easier since I've gone through it and I know a lot of the translation things already. Minimum run, but yes, that's it. Yes, Burns. You would do a minimum run. You would say minimum +1. Final job. Yeah. That's my final job. Yeah, really, final job. Final job, asterisk. This man just can't retire, can he? ご主人様の頼み、どうかお聞き届けてください。お願いします。But please, grant my master his wish, sir, please. Recruit, because you can miss these guys. ありがたい。わしの最後の働き、どうか見届けてくだされ。Thank you. Please watch me in my final blaze of glory. Or my penultimate blaze of glory, since I'm going to be fighting again. Minimum plus kill Luke in army battle run? Ooh. I know some people don't like Luke, right? It's weird. Like, Luke is I love him or hate him, or both. Like, I love and hate Luke. Both at the same time. Is there a way to trick the battle system that the characters die? Yeah, I know. Yeah, if you kill Kafka... Kafka, if you kill Luke, then Quiet Guy is going to kill Ronnie Bell in his run. Luke can die. I think Luke's... As far as, like... Well, okay, like a minimum stars run. Does that mean you have to kill people off? Because that's a question. Because, like, to end the game with as few stars as possible, does that like, you know, killing off stars in battle? Because, you know, you can have characters die. Other than Luke? Okay. So it's not for any antipathy to Luke, but just to reduce the number. You going, honey? I think we're losing Eleanor. There are more? Okay. Max joins. It says Max here, but in Japanese it's still Maximilian, the whole name. Maximilian. Sancho. Your acquired characters that can die. Yeah. You've killed a lot as a kid. Yeah. Yeah, I know in an earlier stream I killed Sheena in battle. Of course I reset it. I think he died on the Japanese side. Yeah. If that's like the first thing you walk into... I definitely killed a lot as a kid. Alright, hold on a second. Let's see if I can get this to work. Okay, there's Marceline. She's down here too. Oh. Yes, I'm wearing shorts. Uh-oh. Alright. Where am I? I need to go get Ronnie. I'll save, I'll go grab her. With her, her Homura rune, her Blaze rune, or Inferno rune, or whatever you want to call it. Which is curiously called a hate rune in English. I always save twice on English because I don't get the audio cue since English is muted. Oh, hi Valencia, thanks for joining the group. Yeah, we're doing our parallel, side-by-side, English-Japanese play of Suikoden 1. Let me go get Ronnie real fast. We'll kick out Kai and put in Ronnie. Ah, there's plot to be had. Let's see. I'm good. Just a second. Kick everyone here. Yeah, at this point... How many stars am I missing? I mean, it should be the same on both. So the English is the real dynamic duo. Yeah, the English is a little more user friendly. Like I think the fonts are better on English. Like the star font is pretty bad in Japanese, and Gremio, his font is the same as the star font, Dead Gremio. Yeah, if we read the list right, other characters that can die are Valeria, Eileen, Alan, and Granseal, Tesla, and Jukbo. Oh, okay. Huh. Okay. It's hard to see. Oh yeah, Kefka. Yeah, I was just saying that because they definitely improved the font colors in the English version. Yeah, Jukbo automatically joins when you do La Ponce Mansion. Okay, this Tenju star is Sonia. Okay, we're missing a star there. So missing 2. Missing 2 stars. Who else am I missing? Yeah, Tenjusei, that's Sonia. Oh god, I can't even... Like, how can you even read these kanji? Chikatsu star. Whom am I missing? I got Vincent. Because I know there's Sonia... Because next we go to Shisara's... Wait. Maybe... Is there a... That might be a story thing. Let me go talk to, you know, the plot people. Yeah, I'm gonna... You're not a star. I have Fuma, yeah, I have Fuma. Well, as long as I do it before I go to Shisarazad, I'm fine. Lester. I have Lester. Tsui ni kokomade kimashita na, Tiradon. We've come so far, Commander Tyr. Ato wa... Toshi Gregminster to Soro o Mamoru Shisarazado to Kwaba no Josai dake desu. All that remains are the imperial capital of Gregminster, the floating castle of Shirazad that protects it, and the fortress of Quaba. It's one I didn't realize you didn't have. Oh, okay. Doushita ne, Leader-san? Odessa ni warawara chimau ze. What's the matter? Great leader. Odessa will laugh at you? Yo, genki ka, Tiru? Ore ka? Ore wa itsumo genki da. Tiru, how are ya? Tiru? Me? I'm always fine. And there's a little thing, it doesn't quite carry over. It's like, you know, when he says, how are ya? He's asking, you know, are you genki? Genki. Which is like a normal way to ask how you are. Are you feeling genki? And he says, I'm always genki. Like, I'm always fine. It's a little thing. It doesn't quite carry over. And good old Humphrey, easiest guy to translate. Okay. Tiru dono. Genzai warawa wa teikoku ryo no hotondo o kaihou shi, teikoku toshibu o nokosu nomi ni narimashita. Commander Tyr, at this time we have liberated most of the empire, leaving only the imperial capital. Genki always happened, yeah. Okay. Man. Whom am I missing? Kaiho-gun no heiryoku mo teito ni nokoru teikoku-gun hontai ni piteki suru mono ni naritsutsu arimasu. The Liberation Army is becoming comparable in force to the core of the Imperial Army, so remaining in the capital. Yoshi, これで準備は整った。次はどこを攻めるんだ。当然、都市に乗り込むんだろうかな。Good, we ready? What target do we attack next? The capital, no doubt? Teito e hairu ni wa, Ain Jido dono no mamoru Kwaba no jousai ka. To get to the capital, we must get past the fortress of Kwaba, commanded by Ain Jid. Suijou kara nara, Sonya Shurin dono ga mamoru Suijou-sai Chasarazado o otosanakera narimasen. Or over the water, past General Sonya Shulin's floating fortress of Chasarazad. ここはKwaba no jousaiを攻めるべきだな。こちらはシャサラザードを攻めるだけの船を用意できない。I say via the fortress of Kwaba. We can't prepare enough boats to attack Chasarazad. もちろん、向こうもそう考えるでしょう。船の構造はお任せください。明日までに500の船を用意してみます。That is exactly what the enemy will think. The other side will think. Don't worry about the battle. I will have 500 of them prepared by tomorrow. About the boats. 500の船. 500 boats. I wonder why they're not using counters in Japanese for this. They normally would be using counters for this. But, I mean, there's a counter for boats. It's like Seki. And there's like another counter for smaller boats too, but I forget what it is. We'll cut that. Actually, I need to go recruit whoever that last star is. このマッシュ約束は必ず果たしてみせます。I, Matthew, promise they will be ready. That's impossible. Cut off my head. This is okay. This is one of these non-choices. ありがとうございます。必ず約束を果たしてみせます。よいしょ。お楽しみに。Thank you, sir. I swear I will keep my promise. Please look forward to tomorrow. 明日は大きな戦いになるな。今日は早めに休んだ方が良さそうだ。It's going to be a big fight tomorrow. Better retire early tonight. Okay, we get all this. Gunchi dono. Strategist Matthew, sir. See here, there. See, he's just saying Gunchi here, like, and it's coming through a strategist as it should. Nani yo deshouka, Humphrey dono. Yes, Sir Humphrey. He's like more like what business do you have, Sir Humphrey? Gunchi dono wa izen teikoku-gun ni ita to kiite imasu. I heard that you're once in the Imperial Army. それがクレックの事件が元で帝国を離れたと思う。And that the Cleck incident was the reason you left. その通りです。私は悲しい事件を止めることができなかった。That is true. I was unable to prevent that tragedy. 戦争の中で自分の魅力さを知り、私は帝国を離れた。もう二度と争いには関わることなく、静かに暮らしていくつもりでした。In the middle of the war, I discovered my own powerlessness and left the Imperial forces. I was hoping to lead a quiet life, never to see war again. 私は火力を襲った帝国の部隊の一員でした。I was one of the soldiers who attacked Kaleka. 私はあの時のことを今でも忘れることができません。I have never been able to forget that incident. 私は怒りに任せて指揮官を切り、帝国を追われる身になりました。In my fury, I attacked my own commander and became a fugitive. 憎しみだけ人を切ったのはあれが最初でした。That was the first time I attacked someone of pure hatred. そしてあれが最後であってほしい。And I hope that it was the last time. ハンフリー、今は悩んでいる時はありません。私たちにはやるべきことがあります。Humphrey, this is no time to be distressed. We have a job to do. Yeah, there's something that we have to get done, right? やるべきこと something you have to do. 争いが終わったら once the war is over. おいこら、死にぞかない。明日は決戦だったのに何してんだよ。Hey, half-dead. We got a big battle tomorrow. What are you doing? Yeah, and then 死にぞかない like the word is like it's like you've failed to die. You know, it's like you're so old, but you failed to die. It's not a compliment. What are you doing still alive? You should be dead. You failed to die. お前こそ何しに来たんだ青によ。青にさい。わしの部屋に勝手に入るなと言っているだろう。What are you doing yourself, novice? I told you not to enter my room without permission. Yeah, I guess he's like calling him like green. Like, I don't know the exact insult he's saying. It's like, it has a green in there, you know, like novice. I'm gonna look it up real quick, see if I can find it. Like what exactly his insult is. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, green youth, immature. Yeah, Ao Nisai. Greenhorn, novice. Yeah, Ao Nisai. It's like literally like a green 2-year. It's like you're a green 2-year-old. You know. And yes, if you know Japanese, he's actually saying blue, but in this case, it's like green, because sometimes the word they use for blue in Japanese, we use for green in English. Like they have, you know, blue, shingo, what's shingo? Traffic lights. You know, they say they're blue, but we call them green. So, you know, it's, yeah, greenhorn. Yeah, greenhorn. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Heh, ジジイが明日の戦で死ぬかもしれないから最後に顔を見に来てやったんだよ。Geezer, he might drop dead tomorrow, so I came to see your face. I came to see your face one last time, right? まったく、マッシュ様がとんでもないこと言うから、こっちは徹夜仕事だ。そのあれも見てやったのに。Thanks to Mathematics Security Scheme, I've got to work all night. I just took a little break to come see you and... ほほほほほ。では、とっておきの酒を出してやるとするか。ほほ。Then I shall brew my finest tea. Who thinks this is tea at this point? This is not tea. He said this is sake he has set aside. Yeah, this is sake that he has set aside. I have a greenhouse with a green window. Green is the color of all that I wear. That's a reference, isn't it? That's a reference to something that I'm not getting. Is it a song again? So I'm so bad with music references. But yeah, once again, it's sake, alcohol in Japanese, it's tea in English. Ashita wa oki na ikusa ni naru na. Tomorrow's gonna be a big battle. It's gonna be a big battle tomorrow. Ah, yes. Bo-chan wa mou watashi tachi no te no todokanai tokoro e itte shimatte mitai da na. It looks like young master has become a very important person. I know you know that song. You wouldn't get away from it when we were kids. I'm sure some of the songs, like, if I heard it, I would know it immediately. I'm just so bad with, like, lyrics and song titles. You know. This music, dude. Music. I gotcha, Oliver. Yeah. This music. Oh, you mean the Suikoden music? Yeah, it's very nice. It's very nice. Lots of good tracks in this game. Choto sabishii ne. I kind of miss him. This is sad. This is sad. He's growing up. Sugoku sabishii zo. I miss him a lot. Eiffel 65. This came up during the last GDQ run of FF9, I think. It became a running joke. The sucks it? No problem. GD, I'll have to look that up. I'm blue. If I was green, I would die. Eiffel 65. Okay, I'm gonna have to listen to that later. Oh! Oh, I know, yes. Yes, okay, yes, okay, I know. All I had to do was, I see the song title. I know exactly what song it is now. Yeah. Yeah. Now I know. Now I know. ねえ、大砲。どうしたって言うんだい？全然酒が進んでないじゃない。What's the matter, Taiho? You're not drinking. Are they actually hinting at alcohol here? I mean, this is very obviously not tea and not lemonade. Ashi no koto o kangaeru to na. Oh, I was just thinking about tomorrow. I'd like to party with him. Yeah. Yeah, this is where the real party is happening. So listen up, here's the story. なんだよ。あんたらしくない。今夜は二人で飲み明かそうじゃない。It's not like you at all. Let's have a good time tonight, just the two of us, until sunrise. You don't drink tea out of a wine bottle? I haven't been doing it wrong? Yeah, apparently. Apparently we all have. You brew your tea and you pour it into, your empty sake sets. Yeah, and she's really saying like drinking until morning. Yeah, I mean, in the Japanese it sounds like drinking until morning. They removed the reference to drinking and now it sounds like something else. Which may have been like unintended. Like the censorship actually sounds worse. Futari? Just the two of us? Seems like there's three. Just the two of us? Let's get crunk. そうですよ、兄貴。三人で飲み明かしましょうや。三人で。That's true, big brother. Just the three of us. Oh god, I didn't even think about it like that, JP. Well, hey, whatever. They're not related. Right? Yeah. 気の利かないとこだね. Damn, inconsiderate fellow. 兄貴は美人に弱いからな。足がついていってやらなきゃ. Big brother has a weakness for the ladies. Better stay here and protect him. Yeah, they like bijin, like beauties, like beautiful women. California stoner. Yeah, with the honey in the middle, there's some leeway. And in this case, I have to believe the honey is Yamku. Yeah, I mean, he's got the hair. He's got the hair, right? ねえ、ヒックス。今夜、次は綺麗ね。Isn't the moon beautiful tonight, Hicks? え？なんだい点がある？何か言ったかい？ Huh? Did you say something, Tengar? それよりも、この魚、美味しいよ。食べてみなよ。Have some of this fish, it's delicious. Yeah. Yeah, more importantly than that, more importantly than, you know, instead of you talking about the moon, you know, それよりも, instead of that, have some fish. もう、どうして君はそうなんだい? Oh, why are you always like that? And she, you know, earlier, you know, mentioned Tengar uses the pronoun boku generally, which is a bit masculine. So she also is speaking a little bit masculine way here too, ending her sentence with dai, which is like a question word that is male speech that women aren't supposed to use. So that makes her sound a little tomboyish. なんだよ。なんで怒ってるんだよ。Why are you so angry? 怒ってないかなよ。I'm not angry. Is there enough aspirin in the kingdom for those two? They're standing in different spots. This is the second time Flick has been standing in somewhere different. It looks like on the English side that he had like NPC movement and he walked left. Or right. His left. They need a celebrity couple name. Yeah. What, Hengar? Or Tix? Tengix? I don't know. Oya, Flick-san. このところで何をしているんですか? 風邪をひきますよ. What are you doing out here, Sir Flick? You'll catch a cold. いや、何考えことさ. Oh, it's nothing. Hixar is good. Hixar's pretty good, yeah. Odessa-san のことですか? About Lady Odessa? 明日は早いですよ。ベッドに戻られた方がいいですね。眠らなければ良いワインがありますか? We have an early morning tomorrow. Better get back to bed. If you can't sleep, I have some good tea. Okay, what the heck? Okay, before, you know, all those other times where, well, that one time, essentially, whenever you talk to him to add some people to your party, he says wine. And now they changed the tea here. It's the same word. It's wine. It's wine again in Japanese. You know, it's wine. And it was wine before, and they translated it as wine in English. But here it's tea. Maybe that is the only point that alcohol slips through. Samana, Sanchez. Thanks, Sanchez. Don't you dare say that name, Sanchez. You don't deserve to say that. Yeah. You think he's suspicious? You think he's suspicious? He would say something if he suspected, right? What is Crane doing? Munya munya. Snore. And he's got like, you know, they have this great onomatopoeia in Japanese. And he's going like munya munya. Munya. It's like a sleeping sound. Like maybe you're talking in your sleep, or you're just like, you know, munya munya. It's one of the sleeping sounds. Heh heh heh. Wow, treasure. In Japanese, he just laughed. He just went heh heh heh. Maita na otokara de ippai da. Zenbu motte kaerareru kana? Ukikikiki. Too much to carry. Hehehehe. He's doing his monkey laugh again. Okay. Dou desu kana? Ashita no tatekai. Washida wa katemasu kana? What do you think? Can we win tomorrow? I hate Sanchez. He's so apathetic afterwards. Yeah. It's easy to hate him, right? Katemasu yo. Uh-oh. Am I on? Did I go down? I don't know if I'm up or not. I got like an OBS. I'm guessing I'm not up. Are we up? We're not up. I see a bunch of pride paints. Okay, let me not sure why I'm down. Failed to connect server. Well, maybe it's maybe we just need to close OBS and reopen it. Well, let's stop.